Good evening, Mrs. Stitch on me.
I forgot my shoes and my corset, but before I go to bed, I take a nice bath.
Well, the trouble with the...
Valentino, my husband said, will you put the garbage in the dumbwaiter?
Sure.
Oh, phew. I'm just about ready to pass out.
My baby is crying.
Yeah, it's the same with dogs. My Queenie, she's just been laying... Hey, Mom! Why don't you go upstairs instead of yelling like that? Hey, Mom!
What do you want, Willie?
Give me a dime, will you? I want to get a comb.
Oh, good evening, Mrs. Jones.
Good evening, Mrs. Moran.
How many combs did you have today already?
I'm hot. Come on, give me a dime.
Well, remember, it's the last one.
I'd like to hear one of my kids talking to me like that.
Here. Catch it. Now remember, that's the last one. Don't come home so late, Willie.
Good evening, Mrs. Morant. Why don't you come down and be sociable?
Well, I'm keeping...
Troubles with that Willie.
I guess she's got her mind on other things.
Mr. Sankey was coming again today to see her.
Just week. He was coming out of the house just as I was going in with the dog. Good morning, Mrs. Jones, he says to me as if butter would... I feel like a wet dish rag myself.
I'd like to have gone to the park concert tonight if Rosa got home in time.
Ain't she come home yet?
No, I think maybe she had to work overtime.
Well, all mine ever comes home for is to sleep.
Olga!
Bet you the baby she's crying again.
Olga!
What them foreigners don't know about bringing up a baby at fill a book.
Foreigners know just as much as other people, Mrs. Jones.
Oh, well, the Germans is different. More like the Irish. What I'm talking
Good evening,
about...
ladies.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Buchanan.
Mr. Buchanan.
Awful hot, ain't it?
It's not the heat I mind as much as it is the humidity.
Yeah, makes everything stick to you. I was the same way with my Vincent. Afraid to take a step.
The trouble is, I can't get her to eat a thing.
Oh, tell her she must keep up her strength. She's got two to feed, you know.
Puny little thing.
Well, that's the way it goes. The little skinny ones have them, and the big strong ones don't.
Why, hello, Mr. Moran.
Evening. Some baby of a day. Clock with lights in this weather. Tomorrow I gotta go to Stamford for the tryout.
Oh, you're going to Stamford tomorrow?
Sure, the whole...
Mine don't. There's some people that just naturally do, and then there's others that don't.
Good evening, ladies.
Good evening, Mr. Jones.
Guess you're...
Goes the way they want it to, but once it don't, good night.
Yes, that's true, Mrs. Jones.
I often think it's a shame that people don't seem able to live together in peace and quiet without making each other miserable.
Well, what I say is, you get married for better or for worse. And if it turns out for the worse, well, all you can do is make the best of it.
You should make schmierkäse.
Oh, yes. My wife makes it, too.
How is your wife, Mr. Sankey? You were telling me that she had a cold.
Was I? Oh, well, that was a couple of weeks ago. Sure, she's all right again now.
You got a family, too, ain't you?
Yes. I have 2 little girls.
If you ask me, all that gassy stuff don't do you a bit of good.
Well, I guess you're right at that. Still, it cools you off. Well, see you all again, folks.
Is that fella Sankey?
Yeah, Mr. Sankey.
He's a collector for them.
Get a little ice cream. Between you and I don't think her mother's long for this world.
Poor Miss Cushing. She just spent her whole life looking after her mother.
Well, I hope to tell you, after all I've done for my kids, I expect them to look after me in my old age.
Oh, I don't know. It seems as if a person ought to get more out of life than just looking after... My husband doesn't like it if he stays out late.
There and looks at her.
Well, what about the look she was giving him? Why, you'd have thought...
Killing him?
Well, it's no more than he deserves, the little rabbit, going around breaking up decent people's homes. Good evening, folks. Just like who's on the radio.
Do you take...
Say, what do you think? I just saw them together, the two of them.
Moran's coming.
Become my wife. Oh.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'd better be getting back to my mother.
Good night. Haven't you finished your paper yet? It makes it so hot with the light on.
All right, put it my dress.
You wouldn't think anyone would want to read all that Hebrew writing, would you? Will you look at your hubby, Mrs. F.
Hello, Margarita! Hey, what's ice cream calling? Nice and...
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Fiorentino.
And Mrs. Fiorentino, one nice and fresh for you too.
It makes me too fat.
No, 5 or 10 pounds more and nobody can tell any difference. Mr. Jones.
Yeah, well, at that, thanks.
And Mr. Moran.
Oh, I got me pipe.
Oh, you like the pipe better nice? Hurry up. It's the lady here.
Where have you been, Mrs. Hildebrand? To a moving picture show? Yes, ma'am. Came out of the money we gave you to buy groceries with.
Is this your conception of philanthropy?
You'll be pleased, good enough to mind your own business.
You should go home and read...
Nobody's going to give you any money to spend on moving picture shows.
Oh, what's the matter, you lady? Here, take the money and go to the picture every night. And here for...
Wouldn't she give you a pain?
I tell you the old trouble. She living all alone and she ain't got enough sweethearts.
Here's your wife now, Mr. Moran.
Is Rose home yet, Frank? Oh, boys are wild like that.
Sure, my boy Vincent was the same way. And look at him today, driving his own taxi and making a good living.
It's all right about that.
Excuse me.
Tomorrow they're going to throw Mr. Hildebrand out on the street, eh?
Yes, they are. And you ought to help her realize the value of money.
No, lady. I give a
Make me laugh.
Nobody's asking your opinion.
That's all right, I'm telling you without asking.
All the same, you people are the first to ask for help.
Good night, lady.
Back, I tell you something will maybe do good your character. This is nothing but another device for pauperizing the working classes.
Now he's shooting off his face again.
Papa, it's time to go to bed.
When the rich steal from the workers $1 million, they give to the poor 1,000.
Well, if you don't pay your rent, you gotta move.
Oh, but it doesn't seem right, though, to put a poor woman out of her home.
For her husband to run away, that was not right either.
Well, there ought to be a lot.
Kicking.
We got prosperity, this country.
Put the tools of industry in the hands of the working classes, and this can be accomplished only by a social revolution.
Yeah, well, we don't want no revolution in this country.
I know all about that stuff. Teaching kids there ain't no God and their grandfathers was monkeys.
If you don't like the way things is run here, why don't you go back where you come from?
Everybody has the right to his own opinion, Mr. Moore.
People are foreigners.
Sure, look at Cristoforo Columbus, the first man that discovered America. He's an Italian, just like me. First man is Leif Erikson. What's that? First man is Leif Erikson. No. First man is Leif Erikson.
What we need in this country is a little...
Family will no longer have any reason to exist.
Well, it's going to exist, see? Husbands and wives loving and honoring each other like they said they would when they were spliced. And any dirty Bolshevik that says any different is liable to get his head busted open.
All right, I should argue with a low-class gangster.
Who's a gangster? Why you? All right, let me go.
The Callahans and shoot a little pool.
Well, don't be coming home lit all hours of the morning.
When you come in.
How do you like the concerto, eh?
I didn't like it. Those Italian organ grinder tunes aren't music.
Spring song from Mendelssohn.
Und die old German Walzer. Die alte deutsche
It's not music, jazz. Break you here. Spell not feeling nothing.
But Beethoven...
He makes you feel good. La 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 mobile accord, you want hands. How beautiful. He makes you feel fine. He makes you want it.
You're blocking traffic.
Say, go right ahead. Don't let me stop you.
Oh, that's all right.
Guess I'll be going along. Good night, folks.
Good night.
He's a collector for the milk company.
Why, he's just been around the drugstore to get his wife some ginger ale.
What I want to know is why ain't Rose home yet?
Well, I told you, Frank.
That's all right about that, but I want him home and not batting around the street, you hear me?
Just Joe Connolly, that's all. I'll knock his eyes out, that dirty lout.
Here, cut out the swearing, you hear? I'll give you something to bawl for. What did he say to you, huh?
Ouch, let go my arm.
Oh, what difference does it make?
Nobody's asking you. What did he say? Up to Bentley here tomorrow, you're gone. And if Rose ain't home when I get back, there's gonna be trouble.
Well, good night, all.
Good night, good night.
Miss Fiorentino, you missed it. Oh. Well, who should come along but Sankey? So there was the three of them. Mr. Moran.
We have to tear it to pieces. Why does every...
Well, he must be off his nut, too. It's a fine house to be living in, ain't it? Well, good night, all. Wait a minute, Miss Olson. I'll go with you.
Marguerite, if I catch you making whoopee with the milkman, I'm gonna break your neck.
Stop your foolishness, Lippo, and
This is it.
Sabney. Are you? I've hardly had a chance to talk to you.
We've been doing nothing but talking since 6 o'clock.
No, we haven't. We've been eating and dancing. Rose, Yeah, that's great. Listen, Rose.
I've really got to go upstairs now.
Rose, I'm just crazy about you.
Please, let me go now.
Kiss me goodnight. Didn't you like it?
It's not that. You've got a wife, haven't you?
I tell you, I'm clean off my nut about you.
Look out. Good evening, Mrs. Jones.
Her exercise.
The whole business. You're not wise to yourself, Rose. Why, with your looks and personality and brains...
You shouldn't keep looking at me at the office all the time.
A little front, get yourself a swell little apartment, throw a couple of parties, and you're all set. You do like me, don't you?
What about your wife?
The way I figured, she wouldn't have to know anything about it.
I don't think it's the way I'd want things to be.
Oh, a sweetheart.
No. Get out some letters, and he took me to dinner.
Fine time to be getting home from dinner.
Well, we danced afterwards.
Little petting on the side, is that it?
No, it isn't.
Is Bert married?
Tell him I'd go up to Mrs. Buchanan.
All right.
Hello, Rose. What's your hurry?
Mrs. Buchanan.
There ain't none of them as cute as you, May.
Oh, yeah?
Honest, I mean it. How about a little kiss? Well, you might show a little enthusiasm.
Say, you seem to think I ought to hang out a flag and swallow any more of that rotten gin of yours.
Oh, it ain't so worse. I don't mind it no more since I had that brass lining put in me stomach. Well, happy days. Didn't want none.
Aw, can't you take a joke?
Hey!
Oh, baby. Where you going?
Come on, I'm telling you. Let's go down to Fred Hennessy's apartment.
I ought to go home. Say, baby, kneel down that...
Very nice of you. You don't know how much I appreciate it. She seems to be getting worse.
Danny.
Excuse me, she's calling.
If there's anything I can do...
Thanks, I'll let you know.
Hello, Rosie. What's your hurry?
I've got to go in.
You don't want to go in yet.
Come on, I'll take you for a little ride in me hack.
Please, let me pay.
Say, you got a lot of strength, ain't you?
Go, you big cunt.
Take your hands up. Ah, shut up, you little kite.
You big cunt.
Come on, get up, why don't you?
What's going on here?
Hello, Ma.
Hello, Vincent.
Oh, just a little friendly argument.
You better keep your hands to yourself here, Esther.
Is that so? Who said so, huh?
I'll kill him.
It's all right, Sam. Never mind.
Oh, I'm a coward.
I know you're not, Sam. He's just a big tough, that's all he is.
He can do anything he likes to me.
What of it? It won't be that way for long. In a few years from now, you'll be so far above him, you won't even remember he's alive.
Oh, I sometimes think I'll never get anywhere.
Well, of course you will. Sam, there's something I want to ask you.
What is it, Rose?
I wouldn't dream of asking anyone but you. Do you think it's true what they're saying about my mother? Guess it is, isn't it?
Oh, they were talking here before. I couldn't stand it any longer. Why are we going living in a place like this?
What can I do, Sam? My father means well enough, but he's always sort of making you freeze up. That's the whole trouble, I guess. Mother never had anyone to really love her. Only the way things are, you do help me, Sam. Just by being nice and sympathetic. There's so few people you can really talk to. I get blue and discouraged sometimes, too. Like the...
Only. A reckless old soul exploring. I with thee, and thou with me. That we may brave where mariner has not yet dared to go. And we will risk the ship.
Not being afraid.
Miss Moran! Would you mind phoning to the doctor again? He should be here by now.
Yeah, sure I will.
Wait, maybe this is him now.
Yes, that's him. Oh, doctor, I guess you're none too soon.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Just don't get excited.
Rose, you know what time it is?
Yes, Pop, I'll be right up.
Don't be making me call you again now, do you hear?
I better go up now, Sam. Good night.
Good night.
Buddy, what's Sam doing outside all the time?
You, Sam. Good night, Sam.
Good night, Rose, dear.
That's the only thing I've plenty of, baby.
Oh, she won't, I told you. You'd better go and get some sleep yourself.
Well, good night.
Good night.
Well, how about kissing me good night?
Oh, ain't you had enough kissing for one night?
Well, say if that's the way you feel about it.
Oh.
Good morning.
Hold that! Bet you... Ha ha! Told you I couldn't! Ha ha! Oh, gosh! Three! I can jump 4! Let's see ya!
Willie, we're waiting for the bread.
All right, can't you see I got it?
Hello, Rose.
Hello, Sam.
Coming down?
Will he come back yet?
Yes, he's on his way up. I'll be down as soon as the dishes are done.
Sam, breakfast is ready.
I don't want any breakfast.
You've got your head so full of that Rose Morant. I'd like to know why you want to get mixed up with a little Batesima like that.
Oh, can't you ever get over your race prejudice? I've told you 1,000 times that the Jews are no better than anyone else.
Look at her family. What's her father? Nothing but an illiterate ruffian. And her mother.
Are you starting too?
Riley! All right, Papa. Come in, Sam, or Papa will be making long speeches again.
All right, I'm coming.
Oh, Mrs. Ferrantino, I guess you know that the baby came last night.
No, I did not hear a word about it.
3:30 this morning. I was just telling your
What
wife
do you
that the
think
baby...
Mr. Buchanan has a little girl?
That's fine. Morning.
Morning.
Oh, good morning, Miss Monet.
It's awful hot again, isn't it?
In Italy.
Anyhow, I don't think I'd be happy marrying a man with money if I didn't care for him, too.
What's the matter, eh? You love that little kite, eh?
No, I don't. I don't love anybody. At least I don't think I do.
All right, Margarita. You marry a fellow with plenty money. It's mucho better.
Don't want her around.
You're getting big enough to comb your own hair without being told. There. Now you look very nice.
So's your own man.
Why don't you look where you're going, you little shrimp? Nuisance, boys that age.
Oh, good morning, Mrs. Jones.
Good morning. How's little Miss Buchanan getting along?
Well, she's sleeping now, poor thing. I really didn't think last night she'd have the strength to pull through.
Well, it's something we all got to go through. After all, what more does any woman want than watching her kids grow up and a husband to look out for her?
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. The world would be a whole lot better off if there was more that lived up to it. Well, I gotta go get my May up out of bed. Oh, Miss Morant, if you don't mind my being so bold, I'd think twice before I'd let any child of mine bring that Sam Kaplan into the family.
I don't see what that has to do with you, Mrs. Jones.
Oh, well, there's no need getting huffy about it. I'm sure it don't make no difference to me what you do. Come on, Queenie.
She and those wonderful children of hers.
Oh, there's a lot of people that never see...
Out to the suburbs somewhere.
I don't think Pop would do it. Oh, Cannon.
Say, how about looking after your own home and letting Buchanan's look after theirs?
Oh, well, all I'm trying to do is to be a little bit neighborly.
Woman, is that it?
Why, no, it isn't. Why, there isn't anything of the kind. Oh, you've got no right to be talking to me like that in front of my own daughter. You've got no right. No, you haven't.
Mama.
Come back here, you. Come back, you hear? You stay right here.
Pa. Pa, if you were only a little nicer to her, maybe things would be different.
Say, ain't I always been a good husband to her? And I always looked after her?
It's not that, Pop. It's somebody to be sort of nice and gentle, that's all it is.
So she got you headed the same way, huh? Running around nights with married men.
You don't need to worry about me, Pop. A girl nowadays can look out for herself. But not her. She needs somebody to look after her.
Oh, Ken, all that talk.
Queens or somewhere like that.
This place suits me all right.
I sort of thought it'd be nice for all of us. And maybe if Ma had a real nice home and some real nice neighbors.
Forget it. I don't know when I'll be back, see?
Why, hello, Mr. Morant. You off on a little trip?
Yeah. Don't you forget what I told you, you hear me?
do you look so...
In troubles instead of just sort of being happy together.
My dear young lady, this is something which all the philosophers have been on.
Hello. Hello. We're going to meet Mr. Death today.
Oh, what a shame.
Yes, ma'am. My father ran away so we couldn't...
Did he go?
Yes, Mom.
Oh. I've always tried to be a good wife to him, Rose.
Oh, I do. Honest, I do. But it's on account of...
Are you going to start too? I thought you'd be the one that would feel different.
I do, Ma. Really, I do.
Oh, well, what's the good of being alive if you can't get a little somebody to talk to? You can't live without somebody to talk to.
It's only on account of Pop. I'm scared of what he's likely to do.
Cannon, I got a little chicken to make your wife some good nourishing soup.
Well, say, you've got to let me pay you for it.
Oh, never mind about that.
I called up the office and they told me not to come down today.
Well, that'll be a comfort to her to have you around.
Yes, that's what I thought, too. Well, I'd better be getting upstairs now.
Well, I'll be up later with the soup.
Well, thanks. You've been a mighty good neighbor, Mrs. Morant.
Sorry for you. Well, I better get up and start this chicken. Are you coming home for lunch, Rose?
Yes, I'll be back soon. The funeral's over.
Oh, all right.
Yes, and when you have to keep 40 children quiet. Thank goodness in 2 weeks school closes, otherwise I think I'd go crazy. Miss Morant, I'd like to talk to you about my brother.
Wait. Certainly, Miss Captain.
I guess you know he's only finishing college this month.
Well, we're just good friends, that's all.
I've had to work hard enough to get him as far as he is. And if you're such a good friend, you shouldn't take his mind away from his... I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Only, he's all I've got in the world.
Hello, Rose.
Hello, Sam.
Please don't tell him what I said.
No, I won't.
Want some coffee, Kate?
No. Sam, tell me, is there any special way you have to act in a synagogue?
My life, I've been in a synagogue.
You mean your family didn't bring you up to believe in anything?
No?
I just know it will. In the meantime, let's try to make the best of it.
The best of it. What have you got to be happy about?
People you like and hearing them laugh. Roughhousing with your kid brother. And, I don't know, listening to a good band and dancing. I think there's a lot. Only I wish you'd be a little bit happy about the best friend I've ever had.
I can't think of anything but you, Rose. The stage. But don't you know what he wants?
Look out, Sam. Follow him.
Gee, I'd hate to get into a mix-up with him. Kaplan, the pride of Jerusalem. For crying out loud.
Sometimes I think I'd just like to run away. Would you go with me, Sam?
Yes, anywhere.
I've heard the people are much nicer and friendly when you get outside of New York. But you couldn't give up your law work.
I'd give up anything to be with you, Rose.
I wouldn't let you.
Good morning, Rose.
Good morning, Mr. Easton.
I just happened to be around the corner, so I thought we might as well go to the funeral together.
I hardly expected to see you around here. No, I'd rather walk.
Well, whatever you say.
Oh, I guess it's time we got started. Goodbye, Sam. I'll see you later.
Good morning, Mr. Kaplan. Glad to have met you.
Lucky thing my father wasn't around just now.
Why, did you say anything last night?
Yeah.
It's a pretty hot day for walking.
Mr. Easton, how long do you suppose the funeral will last?
Oh, I don't know. I imagine, I understand it's a custom to keep your hat on in a synagogue. Who'd have thought old Jacob next?
No, you don't.
Well, how about later?
No, Rose will be home in an hour. She's not working today.
All right. This must be it. 346. Better get the janitor bus, man.
One for Hildebrand.
Hildebrand, fourth floor, Hildebrand.
You got anybody to take the furniture away?
I don't know.
Well, we'll have to dump it on the sidewalk.
Go ahead, Fred. Say, do you know Hart pitched a great game there Sunday night?
Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Any old clothes, lady?
No, nothing.
Hats, shoes, or stockings?
No, nothing, I tell you.
I guess go. Any old clothes listed? I guess go. I guess go.
Mrs. Moran! Mrs. Moran!
What's the matter? Is Sankey in there?
No! No!
Hurry, get an ambulance, you.
Johnny, don't forget your phone.
Get the phone at the first door.
Grab him, he's coming down!
Relax. Hey, where are you going?
I'm going home.
What are you doing here?
I just gave her...
Where are you going?
Please get out of my way. I've got to get through. Stop there, please. I've got to get through. Sam, what happened? Get the ambulance.
Let's go away, Rose. Let's go away.
What is it, Sam? Is it my mother? It's not my mother, is it? Sam, it's...
Go down. Rose. It is my mother.
Hold the door open. Come on now, step aside. Step aside. Talk to her. You must be brave.
I gotta go with her. I can't stay till late. I've got to stay. Let me go with you.
And there's that feller, what's his name, trying to climb out of the window.
Fine chance he had to get away with Moran coming in so sudden-like. Look! Can you imagine what those two must have felt like when he walked in and caught them like that?
Well, he just happens to be one of the ones that finds out.
Believe me, there are plenty of husbands who don't know the harm.
Over Nova Scotia on his way to Paris.
Who are you trying to kid?
Would you let us come up and look around?
Why, sure. They put me on the entertainment committee. I'm Handsome Harry Murphy, the boy comedian of Brooklyn.
Frisch! Six dumpling into a neighborhood like this.
Over the river, girls. Seeing the funny papers.
Oh, don't be so cheeky.
Drop in again when you're in the neighborhood. And tell Mrs. Vanderbilt Harry was asking for her.
Is Miss Moran up there, officer?
No, she ain't been back since she went off to the hospital this morning.
Oh, officer. Have they caught him yet?
No, not yet. But we'll get him all right.
Been down police headquarters all this while. What does he want here?
But, pardon me, but maybe you can tell me where I can find Miss Moran.
Why, no, I can't. Was there something special you wanted to see her about?
Why,
Can you imagine a thing like that happening right here in this house?
I tell everybody.
Reason. He certainly did. Why, you ought to heard some of the questions they was asking me down police headquarters. I could just feel myself getting redder and redder.
Double murder, Fred. How about Fred about the double murder? Hey, Fred. How about the double murder? It's the last one, ma'am. Pictures and everything about the double murder. It's the latest about the double murder, ma'am. All upon it.
Rose.
Have they got him yet?
No, they haven't. Here, let me check your money.
Well, I hope he got away. He'd never have done it if he'd been in his right mind.
The minute I heard about it, I went around to the hospital, but they said you'd left.
Oh.
Can't I get you something? A drink or something?
No, I'm all right. So hot.
If you want to go up to my flat and lay down for a minute.
No, thanks. I've got to go up and get some things I need.
Say, you don't want to go up there.
White silk stockings. She always liked to look pretty.
Yeah, white is the nicest.
It looks so quiet and natural.
You certainly never know when you get up in the morning what the day's gonna bring.
I guess I'd better be going up, too.
Oh, but listen here. You can't go through this all alone. A kid like you. That's why I came around.
It's awfully nice of you, Mr. Easter, but I don't need any help. Really, I don't.
But how about a place to live and all that?
Well, I guess I'll have to find a place where Willie and I can live.
Long, Rose. I just want to help you, that's all. I'm not trying to put anything over on you.
Rose. Rose.
That something terrible was going to happen.
How could he do such a thing?
Thanks,
I wish that,
If I need any help, I'll let you know.
all right. But don't forget.
Goodbye.
Well, goodbye.
Miss Kaplan, it's sort of silly of me, I guess, but I'm kind of afraid to go up there alone.
Anything I can do.
Thanks ever so much.
He would say that.
My dear boy, in this day and age, I say. Why, even Sinclair Lewis used to write for the Saturday Evening Post, I say.
Exactly. And what do you think? Well, there's been some excitement around here today, hasn't there?
How can we call ourselves civilized when we see that sex jealousy has the power to awaken in us the primitive passions of the savage?
Yes, that's true, too. Well, I just phoned to the doctor. This thing has given my wife kind of a relapse. She thought a lot of Mrs. Morant.
Rose home yet? Took him over to his grandmother's in Brooklyn.
They wouldn't shoot him, would they?
We got him. They found him hiding in the furnace down the 322.
Yes, Rose, you better.
No, don't let me alone. I want to see him.
His order.
Give him a word of the check.
All right. But don't try to pull anything. What I'm thinking of, the way she looked at me.
All right, that's all.
Talk to me a minute, can't you? What's going to happen to you, Rose?
I'll be all right, Pop. You don't need to worry about me.
I ain't been a very good father, have I?
Don't worry about that, Pop.
But it ain't that I ain't meant to be. It's just the way things happen to turn out, that's all. Keep your eye on Willie, won't you, Rose?
I'm gonna do everything I can for him, Pop.
You're a good girl, Rose. You always was a good girl.
Oh, Pop.
Come on,
Rose,
miss.
come on.
Come on.
I'm all right, Sam. Honest. What about Willie?
Oh, I told him an accident had happened.
On the gas stove. Chicken? Yes.
Oh, I remember. Our mother's gonna make some soup for poor Mrs. Buchanan.
Won't keep long in this weather.
No. I really think Mrs. Buchanan ought to have the good of it.
All right, I'll take it up to her.
I really think the best thing for Willie and me would be to get out of New York. You know, like we were saying this morning.
If you go, I'll go with you.
But, Sam, I like you so much, Sam. I like you better than anybody I know.
I love you, Rose. Let me go with you.
It would be so nice for us to be together. But it can't be, Sam. Not yet.
Oh, it's only because we love each other and belong to each other that we can find the strength to escape all this.
No, Sam.
Why do you say no? Do you want to go through life alone, never loving it?
And belonging aren't the same thing. Sam, dear, listen. If we say goodbye to each other for a little while, it's going to be better for us in the end. What I think is, we should give ourselves a chance to get started first. Just think how young we both are. Let's each of us try to work things out for ourselves. You'll see we won't lose anything by waiting.
Do you think so, Rose?
Of course I do. I know everything's going to work out the way we want it. I'm so fond of you, Sam. I've got such a lot of confidence in you. I was just telling Sam that I think we ought to say goodbye to each other for a while, Captain. Don't worry about Sam. Everything's going to be all right with him.
I hope so.
I just know it will. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Rose. You're a sweet girl.
You'll be seeing me again someday.
I hope so, Rose.
Shirley, what's the matter again with Sam? He's crying on the bed.
Let him alone, Papa. Can't you?